after you ask. And
All right, it's 7 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. Did everyone have an opportunity to take a look at the meeting minutes from August 11th? Any questions, input on that? If not, I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes for August 11th.
I'll second that motion.
It's been motioned and seconded. Are there any objections? Motion carries 3-0. Okay, next is financials. Any questions on the September 8th financials?
I'll make a motion that we accept the September 8th financials.
It's been motioned and seconded. We accept the September 8th financials. There's no objection, so motion carries 3-0. Okay. First on the agenda tonight is unsafe buildings.
yes, the first one is 705 South Clay Street.
Hi, Ms. Kim, how are you?
Good.
Good.
The dumpster was supposed to be gone, so I don't know, maybe tomorrow, I guess. I
Okay.
thought it was leaving today. We just went by there and it's not gone yet.
Yeah, I did.
The trucks I have called, I'm waiting on a call back. I got a flatbed, gonna come and get the one because the rear end's out of it.
Okay.
The other one we can drive, so. Drive it, gone.
Okay. When do you anticipate those being gone?
Hoping this week.
So is the dumpster, are they full and done? Are you done with them? Is that why they're gonna be taken?
Yeah, the big blue one that's in that alleyway
Uh-huh.
is a metal one from Carlos.
So that's all metal.
And we took 3 trash dumpsters out so far.
Do you have more to go?
Hmm?
Do you have more to go?
There's a little bit, I'm also cleaning the house out, so.
I got a house that they got an army out there working.
Haven't we? And them kids have helped a lot too, she gets on.
Especially if they love it.
That's right. They look for you to come by.
Well, like I said at the last couple of meetings, Kim, that we're looking for progress. And there's no doubt about it, we're making progress. And that was 2 of the things that we were concerned about was the dumpster being gone and also the 2 trucks.
Yes.
So, any questions you guys have for her?
Keep going right direction.
I think things are progressing pretty well. I mean,
Yes,
Thank you.
it's looking better every time. Okay.
So would you guys like to reset this for October 14th, which is a Tuesday night next month?
Yes. I'll make a motion that we set it up for a review on Tuesday, October, what was it?
14th.
Okay. Must be a holiday.
It is on the 13th, yes.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and make that motion that we'll go ahead and review again on Tuesday, October 14th, looking for the truck removal and the dumpster removal. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Okay. It's been motion, second, and third that we go ahead and thank Kim for her hard work and effort over there, cleaning that place up. Staying night.
Awesome.
Okay.
The second one we're here for is 118 North High. Is there anyone here for that one? So, there was a service issue with this property. It will have to be reset for next month. This is the, Mr. Stevens property. We got the notice served on him, but because John didn't, personally touch base with him, a mailed copy had to follow, and that's just the rules we have to follow.
Do I still need to mail that one out
No,
today?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't just be wasting a stamp to come to a hearing that's already happened. So, the delay in getting that served though was because it was being recorded. It was recorded, the fine was recorded after the last meeting.
Okay.
So that is part of the title right now.
Well, I just want to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've caught a couple of kids inside that building. That building is unsafe. So if you get a hold of Mr. Stevens, it needs to be locked up or you can
I believe it was boarded, has that been?
garage doors.
Garage doors been up.
And I caught 2 kids inside, so
Okay,
if something happens, it's gonna be even worse, since we know it's unsafe.
thank you,
This has gone long enough.
agreed. Okay, so that one will be reset for October, just so that we can perfect that service. And then the last one we're here for is 404 East Third Street. Is there anyone here for that? Have you guys received word on if it is transferred or not?
I have. I spoke to the new owner, Jim Jones.
Okay,
They did close. He thinks it was on the 26th.
okay,
He's had the power removed. Most of the weeds have been cleaned up. And on the 7th, his family was coming in to help him clean up all the garbage. They were gonna start with the shed closest to the road and clean it out, tear it down. And the trailer will be next. And he's asking for a little leniency because he just got out from having gallbladder surgery.
so, board, how do you want to handle this? I believe that we deemed it an unsafe building at the hearing that Ms. Hudson came to. And
Right.
she had indicated that she was selling it. And so, our order is in fact recorded as part of the title work. Would you like to set it for review next month to ask that he come in and share the progress that has happened since him talking to Cindy up to that date?
Yes.
And then you guys can evaluate, if there needs to be additional parameters put on that or not?
Yes.
And you can see if he's following through with the work he's promised to Cindy.
I'll go ahead and make a motion then that we continue 404 East Third until Tuesday, October 14th.
Second.
It's been motion and second. Any objections? Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you, that's all I have.
All right, next on the agenda is talking about the ballpark. Mr. Chin, where is it? Where is it? I saw you walk in.
Yeah. I got some paperwork here, I'll give you. So here's some action items list. I've been working on. We got extra copies here. I'm gonna sit right here if anybody wants to take a copy. Sure.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, when I came up here a couple months ago, I asked a question about the ball diamond. It's been several years now, there's been no activity down there at all. And I mentioned I take my daughter down there to the park and look down over the hill, and just one day I thought, man, this is sad. We don't have that function down there. It's been a long time. It looks like there's not a whole lot wrong with it. So you guys said, go ahead and, make some phone calls, do what you gotta do. So in the last 2 months, I've made several phone calls. And Rodney and Kevin, they've been nice enough to come down and meet with me down there. The town overall has done for years of no activity down there, the ball diamond's in relatively good shape. It's not in bad shape at all. Like I said, Kevin and Rodney walked it. I reached out to Vicky Strickler and Kevin Strickler. He's here tonight, and he's the president of the Women's Sport League. And Kevin's walked that field. He said the same thing, that, they were built in good shape for all these years, And I'm going to go through some of the ideas that I do have. I've also got Brady Cronk and Nate Pruitt are here, and they're coaches of the Warren County Patriots, the All-Star team. And they did really well in the state tournament this year. And they're very interested in making that their home field for next season. and to be host games, host tournaments down there. Kevin and Strickler mentioned, they're kind of at capacity on their games in Williamsport. They're more than willing to work with us and bring games over here. So now we're at a point to where, guys, this is going to happen. I mean, this isn't, I didn't come up here to do a golly gee whiz back in the day. I played for the Phillies down there, and it sure was fun. I'm very serious about this, and this is going to happen. This is absolutely going to happen. But now, and I'll get to this on the other points down there, but now we're at a point now, we need to really get this ball rolling. I've got owners that want to start giving money, but I said, no, hold on. I want to get some things established first. And the first thing is that technically, I'm just a guy that's been interested right now, making some phone calls and talking to you guys. Okay, well, now we need to make this legit, so therefore, as sat vacant down there for this many years, I want to officially, after tonight, would like to be voted in as the West Lebanon Ballpark president. Now, this is a project that isn't going to take, it's going to take more than me. I can't do this on my own. So I racked my brain and I was thinking, who could I get that would be as passionate about this, as I am? And the Pruitt family, kids grew up in this town. All them boys played ball down there, And Matt Pruitt and I, we worked together in business together, massive, excellent guy, great character, works up at Subaru right now. And he walked the field down there with me when Kevin Strickler came down there and met with me. He's on board. He's just as excited and passionate as I am, And so I would like to have him appointed as the vice president, because it's going to take tough of us. This isn't just me, and possibly even add more officers as we get the ball rolling. So what I'd like to establish tonight is I'd like to be the president. Matt Pruitt, he can't be here tonight because he coaches JV football and they're at Benton Central playing tonight. But I said his brother, that's Nate, he coaches that team that wants to have home games. So I'd like to establish tonight him and I being the president and the vice president. The next thing is there's currently no funding right now. I've talked to Cindy, confirmed, as you guys have said, there's no money. So I asked my dad, and I said, when he was the president, I said, where did you guys do all your banking? He said, out here at the corner, and he said, then of course, when he stepped down, they got handed over, and there was future officers, and then we all know what happened, So I talked to Dana Kraft, and Dana said, well, yeah, that's true. We banked down there, that's what we did, but because you have to have an EIN number established for down there for tax purposes, audit purposes, fundraising, you got to be able to show it. So, but she said, I said, well, is that account, is it still there? Was there ever an EIN that was assigned for the West Lebanon Youth League down there? And she said, no. She said, truthfully, we never did it the correct way that we were supposed to. She said, we never established an EIN. But while this was going on, she said, we had your dad, we had Tom Cook, we had Pat Cook, we had my stepmom. So they handled all the books and said for many years there was nothing ever in question. We didn't question it. They came up, gave the books, always made it available how much money was in the account. So it never was an issue, Well, then when Tom and my dad stepped down, then all of a sudden, over the course of a few years, money disappears, the league disappears, all moves to Williamsport, no EIN established. So Dan said that, no, so there is no bank account. So I talked to Tina from, Williamsport Ballpark and asked her, and she said she'd be willing to help with the EIN because she's established that before. Plus you can go online and there's a whole form that you fill out there. But you gotta have a PO box, you gotta have a mailing address, you gotta have all that. Well, I came up, talked to Cindy, came up here. So I know what physical address is now. You need to set up a PO box, set up an EIN number. And then once we get that all established, then all of a sudden we can start raising money and getting donors. And I've got tons of ideas. I've even got people that are willing to give money right now, but I said, no, hold on. I want to wait, make sure this is official and this is fully established. So we need to set up an EIN, get a bank account started, physical address, get all that. So that's the next thing I'd like to do. And then after that, word of mouth and this thing going live, it's people, it's starting to gain a lot of momentum. People are interested in talking about it. So Adorn Aesthetics, if you ever get on Facebook and check out them, they have an excellent business page. And I know the owner, and she's willing to set up a Facebook page, get this thing going, because as we get the ball rolling, I want everyone to see what's going on, see what we're doing, see what's in store down the pipeline, so it's just not, hey, I heard from such and such, is this really going to happen? Is this, now they can look right on Facebook and see this thing, and see all the events as they take place. Lights, okay, and Kevin brought a good point, you know, that with daylight savings time, there's really not a whole lot of games that you really need the lights. But when you do need the lights, they need to be working. When Kevin and Rodney and I walked down there, all the lights worked. There was one that didn't, but Rodney figured out what the issue was, you know, and so now the lights on that diamond, all of them work. And then Rodney brought up that REMC used to do all of the work down there, so then I reached out to REMC, and they don't do that anymore, and they're not willing to come down here and help, you know, with that. So that's, sorry, we don't have anybody that does that anymore. Kevin has the equipment in Williamsport and also has backup poles and everything available, and said that they're willing to take that on. If we need help getting up there with lights or anything, they would come down and help us with that. So that checks that box. So and Kevin and Ronnie, they went down there. You know, a lot of people even saw it. I got asked a few times, but like, you know, 5:30 in the morning, they had the lights on one morning, and they confirmed it all over working. So if we can close that eye, we've got lights down there when we need them. Okay, the big field that's down there, you know, they were wanting to do the adult at one time, you know, have some adult games down there for softball league. But quite truthfully, that backstop needs to come down, and I think the dugout needs to come down. Because when we start getting all these people down there, we start getting, you know, 200 to 300, Kevin said there were like 500 people, you come down there, you know, at most sport games. But when you come down there, that sits right where some, you know, people want to park at, you know. And that would be, there's 7 acres that are down there. There's a big pavilion that's right there. And I think we need to take that, not only just for safety reasons, but to open up the parking, that would be perfect right there. So I talked to the probation department, and Grace Water said, yep, you just give us the dates, we're ready to roll, we'll do community service. Tina Cronk told me that, you know, hey, we'll get volunteers from the league right now, you know, with this Patriots team, and we'll get volunteers, we'll get people down there. What I would like to do is the first Saturday in October and the first Saturday in November of students. You know, I've talked with Kevin and Rodney too, you know, on that. And I know I've got a buddy that's got a tractor. Oh, Dave, you got a backup, you know. Thinking, okay, well, let's get some people down there. You know, it's going to be a super big project. Let's open that. And I'd like to do that this fall, have that knocked out. That pavilion down there is in excellent shape. It's a beautiful pavilion. There's 2 picnic tables down there. Well, I found out that community service will also build you a picnic table free of charge, you know, for community service hours. It won't cost anything. So same thing. Grace Waller said, you say when? And I said, let me establish this thing first, let's get it all official, you know, and once we get, you know, ball on this, okay, then I'll put an order in, and you got until next spring, get us some picnic tables down, it won't cost a dime. So right now with all this, I'm not asking the town for anything. I'm willing to get the right people together, let's get some money raised up here, but what I'm doing right now, I'm not asking the town for a cent right now. I know this account has 0 money in it, and I'm willing to roll with that and say that we'll get the money, I will make it happen, we will make it happen. And scoreboard, right now the scoreboard, we don't know if it's the wiring is dry rotted cut, we don't know. The conduit that you see is kind of hanging and runs out there, but not only that, you know, technology and times have changed, and that scoreboard down there is so old, you know, the scoreboards now are wireless, you know, and you just run the scoreboard out with that. Plus I like to move the scoreboard, you know, closer to where the home run fence has the high section of it. I'd like to move it up closer, you know, kind of in between left and center field. But Tina also mentioned that she'd help me get some quotes on that. Now, I've looked just off Google, and basically they're about $4,000. But one thing that I'd like to do is I think, and I talked with him, Johnny Gosall, his mom and dad donated that land down there. And he's very mad. There was a sign evidently that he has said, and he's mentioned it several times, that got taken down, you know, from a future officer down there that he wasn't a very big fan of. But Johnny Bill doesn't make him happy to just see a sign out there, you know. So I'd like to get a nice scoreboard, and I'd like to put on top of that scoreboard, you know, the Harry Bernice Salts Field. You know, it's painted on the back of that dugout. It says Harry Bernice Salts Field, but I think a lot of people, they don't even know that in this town. They donated that land down there for that, you know, for that ballpark. And you know, when you look and think of Johnny Bill when you get to be his age, and you just think that, you know, you drive by that every day, and the same as a lot of us, it's just sad that there's been no activity down there, because at one time, those of us that were young, we had the best league in the county. You know, we had a better league than, you know, Winslow had a team, Pine Village had a team, And we need to forget this whole West Lebanon, Williamsport, Pine Village thing. It's Warren County. I mean, our West Lebanon kids go to Williamsport because we decided we want to do rodeo and the four-wheeling and we want to lose focus on that ballpark that never meant for kids. It wasn't meant for adult agenda items. This was meant for the kids. We got kids in this town right now that if you grew up in this town, what are you gonna do for fun? You know, we used to hear cracking the bats and we hear stuff, and even when you weren't on the team playing, you could ride your bike down there and see what was going on. And then you see golf carts, you see adults riding around, and what are you looking at, you know, when you're riding around in town? I think there's gonna be adults that take their golf carts down there because, hey, we got some action in West Lebanon because this town does not have any of that. We've got a bar owner here that's opened up a restaurant for all ages. You know, you can bring your family in there, and hell, he's got games and stuff set up. What would be better than having baseball games down there if you got families down there? I think we could pack his business establishment in here on the day games. The Patriot Mart's gonna get, you know, they'll get swamped with some business when you have this. I mean, what else in West Lebanon is gonna bring 300 to 500 people and some excitement, some teams from other areas, you know, to travel down here and see games. It's just been long enough that it's time to make this happen. Now, I came up here for the last couple meetings, you know, in a row, and I'm serious about this, guys. You know, this is gonna happen. You know, and I'll come up here every single month, provide you the books, the financials, this is where we're at, plus you can check Facebook page and see what's going on. We've got the support from Williamsport. We've got 2 coaches that want to make that their home field. You know, hell, I'd like to be, Matt and I were talking about, hell, let's slap a logo on the side of that concession stand that says, you know, home of the Warren County Patriots. And then we can start scheduling. Kevin's, I said, okay, we do this enough in advance so that when the scheduling starts happening next spring, that, you know, hey, this is going to go down. Yeah, we can do that. You know? So now what I need from you guys is just let's make this official and let's roll. I'm ready to make this happen.
Great. No doubt about it, OJ, as usual, you did your homework. Valerie, question for you, is there anything that he's gone over that would be a problem?
So was the group previously under the town's umbrella of being, you're shaking no, and you're shaking yes, of like the oversight done by the town?
No.
I don't know that I agree with that. There was many times I said, let's stop over you guys are at, you know, the town had some say in that, because that was a pet peeve of mine, that, you know, the town's not taking care of it, because there was some times we were arguing over who mowed the grass. You know, the town should mow the grass, the town should.
That's what always happened before.
I know, that's why I think the town had some say in that ballpark.
So I guess at this juncture, do you want the town to have some say in how that is conducted? And if so, I think there needs to be.
Yeah, well, I would never make a movement. I would never do anything down there without the approval of you guys. That's why I'll be up here every month. I'm never going to make a move without getting approval from you guys. Anything that is, any important decisions is not going to be made until I come up here and say, hey, this is what I'd like to do, you know, between now and next meeting, this is what I'd like to happen. I'm not going to bring anything in there that's, no projects are going to take place until I run it through you guys first.
So, Mr. Strickland?
Yes, sir.
Is the town of Williamsport overseeing the ball diamond?
No. They own the property, they maintain the property, they do help us tremendously. But they do not oversee the ball board, no.
So they don't have a say whether who's on the board, who's not on the
They
board?
do not.
And, I mean, if you want to have something in place that's similar to how Williamsport runs their things, that's fine, it just probably should be delineated clearly so that the board knows that you guys know what role and responsibilities you have to this, and then his new board that's going to be in place that they know what their role and responsibilities
Because
are.
that's why I reached out to Kevin, to ask questions like, hey, how you guys doing this? And even when Rodney mentioned that we don't have the equipment here in town to do the lights, and he said, yeah, we can help you guys with that, and so I've asked him. I've also talked to Tina Cronk on the phone a couple times, on the whimsical week. Hey, how are you guys doing this? How are you doing that? Even everything down to the banners on the home run fence, what do you guys charge for that? And how does that work? And I've got tons of fundraising ideas. Plus, like I said, I've got some donors lined up now and some scoreboard donors that are, ready to go with this.
But, I mean, my comment is, I think the town ought to participate in this. We ought to help drive it, as Kevin said, the town's Williamsport's very active as far as.
We support that day, we do have a park board that we kind of got to work through, other than the town board.
We don't have it.
Right.
So,
And
but
that's
I mean,
very
that was a pet peeve of mine when I sit out there where you guys are, was back in the day, the town didn't care one way or the other, whether that park survived.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I asked Rodney that question. I said, when it comes time when we do this cleanup, we start doing some stuff down there, and say I need some help with something, I said, how does that work with you guys? Like, I don't want to, he's getting paid from the town, but if I need something done, like, for example, in this cleanup, down there. And I said, I don't know whether I'm overstepping my boundary saying, hey, can you and Kevin kind of like with the town-wide cleanup? That's totally different, because that's the town. But if I say, hey, can we get some help on a Saturday if we're down there? I said, how does that work with you guys? He said, well, I may have to ask, for some overtime, but I don't want to, touch an area with you guys that, well, hey, you're taking our, town employees and doing stuff down there at the ball diamond, and it's not approved. So once again, that kind of goes with the coming up here each month and saying, hey, the first Saturday of October, I want to set up down there and let's start making this happen, and then involve them. I want to make sure I'm not stepping boundaries and all of a sudden have employees working down there.
Probation office also helps us with, people that.
Yes, that's
So
what
that-
and Grace Walter said, hey, you give us the dates, and I'm giving you the dates today. Let's do, October the 4th and November the 1st, I think we can knock this out in 2 Saturdays.
And October 4th and what?
10-4 and 11-1.
It's on the paper, Cindy, under action item number 5, and then action taken, those 2 dates.
Right here.
And like I said, I'm not gonna do anything down there. I'm gonna come up here, I came up here last time, I'm gonna come up here with you guys, and I'll say, hey, this is what I wanna do between now and the next meeting. This is what we're gonna do down there. But I wanna get this job, I wanna do as much as we can in the fall here, so that in the spring, we're not behind the 8 ball because we waited too long to do this.
Sure. Well, I think you probably remember that I gave you kudos at the last meeting about your enthusiasm and your will to make this successful. And, we really appreciate that. So if there's any way that the town can, and, help, just, let us know at one of the meetings.
Okay.
Now,
Do you want more information on how kind of Williamsport oversees things, and see if that's something that the town board is comfortable with? Working under the same kind of framework? Because I just don't know off the top of my head, that's all.
I don't know really the others. So I mean, if they want to be, OJ wants to be president and Matt wants to be vice president. And they want to start setting up a meeting
And I'll bring the financial, every month I'm gonna come in here, I'll slap the books right in front of you, because, I know in this county, I know some of the things that have happened and have taken place, and I think you got 2 gentlemen, myself and Matt Crew, very good character, I'll come out, slap the books right down, and you guys can see right where you're at, there's no hidden agendas or anything, this is all legit, and it's gonna happen, I'm 100%, there's gonna be ball games take place.
I kind of think that we need to have something in place so that we know what's going on, and, I know that you'll, let us know, come out and talk to us, but, a lot of times it's better to have something in writing, so that we know,
What your his role and responsibilities are,
Yeah,
what their
whatever
board is, what role and responsibility.
You know, where the lines quit and stop.
Okay, well,
Because everything's fine when
do you guys have
everything's.
something in writing on how this is our role and this is the responsibility? You guys have anything?
We do not. As
So
far
that
as,
would be-
But they operate under the park board though,
as
correct?
far as between us and the town board, no. And our park board office, we really do not.
Well, I was just gonna look into that, what they do with the park board and.
Because I mean, this right here, hell, you're live right here, this is an official town board meeting, you know, once we've established that I'm the president, Matt Cruz is the vice president, you got a Facebook page, you're gonna have books thrown right in front of you every single month, you know, how much more official do you need?
That'd be fine, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
yeah, me too.
Is there any obstacles or anything that we see right now that we need to discuss, anything at all?
Other than your pull-up shirt? No.
Hey, we're ranked fifth in the country right now.
I think, we got budgets that we would be, I think, it's.
Well, also,
Make sure we got money and everything else.
now you mentioned that, David, I talked to Chrissy Best, and, they have a meeting on September the 17th, and there's nothing that's been agreed upon, but she's gonna see if there's any money that they have left over available that, you know, needs to be used or budgeted in for, I think it's the Pike Township, or, you know, that, they're gonna have a meeting on the 17th, and there may be a possibility that they're gonna take on the backstop. And because right now, the fencing on the backstop of that main line is not, it could work right now, just bows a little bit, you know, but there is money right now, and she's gonna discuss on the 17th that possibly they might be able to help with that. And Donnie Best, when he was on the town board, he mentioned that, he gave me the name, I don't remember what the name is, but the company that came in and did a lot of the chain link on the park down there, you know, and we could possibly use them, we could use that fencing now, but man, I want this, I want to jazz this field up down there, you know, slap some paint on and dugouts and some signs and branding. The fencing on the home run fence, it's in good shape, and the fencing along the dugouts are fine. The backstop, it just bows a little bit, it'd be nice to get some new chain link there, so I'm not, you know, banking on that, but maybe Chrissy might be able to find something else out there, but if not, I'm confident that we can raise some money to make this happen. But I just want to know, is there any obstacles or anything that is gonna prevent any of these items down here from taking place? And do I have the approval to go ahead and set dates with the probation office? And then Kevin and Rodney, do I have approval from them on these Saturday cleanups? You know, can they come down and would you guys be willing to help with this? And would the town board be, is that okay if Kevin and Rodney come down on these days?
Sure. I don't have a problem with that.
Are you talking business equipment? Possibly, because I don't know how, okay, because I don't know how deep those poles on that backstop down there, you know, how deep they run, you know, I don't know. So I mean, but I've also got another buddy that's got a tractor that I can get to, you know.
Well, from the equipment end of it, with us owning the park, I don't think that'd be an issue.
No, I'm just wondering, you
And
know.
if you have town employees operating the equipment, as long as the
But, you know, I-
volunteers are not operating the equipment, I don't think you have a hard time.
Yeah, I just don't know how deep rooted those poles are. I mean, if I got some guys that get community service and we got shovels, you know, how deep are these poles down in there?
Yeah. No, kudos to you, OJ. I think that's a good plan, and we're more than willing to work with you.
Sounds good. Done
Sounds
all
like
the
we'll
work.
see you next month.
Or should I say, Mr. President?
Right, well, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, okay.
Thank you.
Kevin, was there anything you guys wanted to add, or?
No, I don't think so. Kevin and Rodney do a fantastic, the park's beautiful down there. They keep it up really, really nice. And they get that ball line up a little bit, it's gonna look even better, so.
I do have a question on what's the age group that you guys are?
We plan on having an 8U team, a 10U team, and a 12U team. So we've kind of always coached one group, and it was both of our sons on the same team, but we're hoping to expand it. And the reason why one of the reasons why we haven't been able to expand is just lack of facilities. So that's why we're just as excited as OJ is about possible improvement. And our team is comprised of all kids from Warren County. All of us, and I'm a board member on the Williamsport baseball board. We coach in Williamsport, so we're just looking to do Warren County kids that are a little bit higher of a skill level, a little bit more of an opportunity to play more games. And, Covington has a great facility. They run tournaments 4 times this summer. It's all all-star tournaments. We go over there and constantly kick their butts. And we want to host some of our own as well. So we're excited about that.
You said 3 levels, is that what you did?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so Williamsport Baseball offers an 8U, a 10U, and a 12U. And we want to basically do the same thing here with some higher level players from the Williamsport League, basically.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I got a question. Is Gary discussing going to include girls softball in this?
That is in discussion, but right now we're doing the schedule, we're taking on the games already.
Okay.
And one other thing too is I know there's a pitching mound that we're gonna have to purchase, this movable pitching mound that'll come in. And softball and the boys, they use different mound, but we already were in discussion.
Girls will need them.
Huh?
Girls will need
No, but
them.
they have something that they use, it's not just the. Right. But yes, that is, what we're gonna work out with them, is softball.
And I've got a cards gear, pitching machine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Okay, next on the agenda is the budget hearing.
This has already been submitted to, the State Board of Accounts. It's just up for you guys to review, and we've gone basically at our max in everything, just like last year. Good. This is what I'm hoping that they will approve. So. And I was looking, we got $2,000 again for the park program, and I had one other place I could probably take a little bit out, if we needed it for.
What's the Warren County Park? What is that?
That's the park programs in Wingsport. We always get $1,000 every year too.
Were there any huge changes from last year's budget?
The only thing, concrete went down because we budgeted heavier because of the project that was here, yeah. That's gone down.
With that $1,000, the pay Williamsport to come here directly and set up.
No, that's for the other park program, where they have the kids in for the summer program.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Is that going to be down here?
No. No, it's over at Wingsport. Our kids go over there for that.
Playground down here? That's what I'm talking about.
No, the Parks program is a program that the kids go, all the Warren County kids are available to go to Williamsport. They have activities for them.
Okay. It's a
They
separate
feed
organization.
them.
Totally separate, yes.
It's a separate organization, okay.
We donated $1,000 for that program.
I think the town's been doing it for several years.
It's been
Probably
going on
since the
before I-
inception.
And it's been,
Yeah, long before I came in here.
it's a great program.
I heard of things.
We budget a little higher for insurance because insurance has gone up. We're under contract, so garbage is staying the same.
Cindy, is that the new number for the fire hours?
Yes, I spoke with him. We went from 6,000 because the last 2 years he's actually taken a loss. And he said this year he'd like to see if we can bump it up to 7, and then next year we need to go to 8 so we can break even. So that's why it's at 7,000 this year. And I've taken this sidewalks back down to 5,000.
Guys, any questions?
I believe so.
Okay, I was privy to this information, for a week. And looking over it in detail, and everything seems to line up perfectly. So unless you guys have any objections, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we accept the estimate of budget that Cindy's going to submit to the state. Good motion and a second that we approve the budget submission. Any objections? Motion carries 3-0. Good job. Good job.
Isn't this up for a second reading in next month as well?
Yes, I will, work on this week, getting the ordinance ready, and we will, have the approval, adoption,
On the 57th.
in October.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then last on the agenda tonight is disconnects. Anyone here to speak about disconnects? No? Okay. We have 10 disconnects scheduled. 3 have, or 2 have made arrangements, and 1 has actually moved out of town.
That one has been also, processed into the TREX program already.
Okay. I'll go ahead and make a motion that we proceed with the disconnects. Second. It's been motioned and second that we proceed with the disconnects. Any objections? Motion carries 3-0. Okay. John, do you have anything you want to say to the group before we open it up to the floor? Okay. All right, good. At this time then, we'll open up to the floor. Please remember that if you want to address the board, you have to sign in, and you're limited to 5 minutes. Anybody have anything? Yeah, sure.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Jeff Woolworth. I'm the
Okay.
pastor of the church over here, the Nazarene Church.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but we're doing a little bit of work in the area. We're wanting to come along and do some work to our south parking lot. And in order to do that, we're thinking about putting some pavement down. Before we do that, we wanted to address the board and see if it might be possible if we could get a sidewalk put right along High Street that is on the east side of High Street in front of the parking lot. That way we can butt up against the sidewalk with the new asphalt that's coming in.
Did you have something planned for that?
Yeah, we've talked about that stretch before, but I actually went and measured it today. We're looking at 100 feet. Did you say you were gonna do away with the second driveway and the one on 6th Street?
We're gonna keep the one on 6th Street, but we're gonna do away with the southmost entryway.
Okay. So we're still, about $3,500, and we put in a new sidewalk. And we put the sidewalk to the south of that last year, so he was on the list anyway, so.
Yeah.
We're waiting on a bill for the gazebo we done a couple months ago. They had a mix up with the bill and FBI got it. Once we get that back, we'll know how much, if we have enough this year, but if we don't, in the spring, we've got $5,000, so that can just be next on our list, I think.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Could you sign in and put down the reason that you were speaking? That's okay.
It helps with note taking later.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We need to look at Charlie's house again. They're gonna put a new blacktop parking lot in there, a new curb block front, that house needs to go.
And that belongs to the county right now.
Yeah.
Not the red one, his house, the one he lives in. Charlie Boyd,
The little one right behind the parking lot.
the one with the roof on it.
Oh, that belongs to, his cousin.
Anyone else? Well, if that's the case, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we adjourn the meeting for this evening. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Good motion and second. Any objections? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, everyone.
I'm sorry, it's just here. Yes, she got me a whole slew of. She showed me very. They're gonna be our time. She's like, they can't hear you, they can't drive. And they're trying, and we get there, and then they don't want you to pick up because they're local. I mean, I just like that. So, I mean, I see them all at the same time, they're both good, but. It was good seeing you. You too. Yes, they are. I'm going to the conference. So that's why I asked you if I needed to come back in time to have you see things or she talked and this time I talked to her.
Yeah.